The end of the season is coming soon. If you are busy with your end of season grind as a Gangplank main and want to climb some fast LP, look no further than this Gangplank Midlane quick guide. Let's get straight into it. These are the only two rune pages that you're going to need. The rule is very simple. Commit into ranged, first strike into melees. There are a few specific matchups like Zed and Nafiri where I consider them as a ranged, so I take commit. And then there's LeBlanc, where I take Ayeri instead of commit, since she can dodge the commit very easily with her W. You don't want to change anything in these pages. Mana flow is nice for extra mana, absolute focus plus scorch is a must for your early game damage. Biscuits offer you nice sustain, since you will mostly deal with mages that are trying to poke you. When running first strike, magical footwear is my preference, since you get free tier 1 boots, which is nice for your economy. Cashback comes in too late, and you only feel it after you have bought 2 items, which is rather late compared to early boots. Now for Jack of all trades, this is something that should be explained alongside the item build. Now for items, I need you to pay close attention, because this might get a bit complicated, but once you understand it, you'll be good to go. You always want to start Doran's Blade, then look to buy these components: Sheen, Triple Longsword and Dagger. Your inventory should look like this by the time you are level 7. Now why is this so important? Remember, we took Jack of all trades. With these components, we have 5 different stats, which grant us an extra 10 adaptive forces. Put this together with absolute focus, and it makes it that we can wave clear the backline minions at level 7, which is really broken. I probably won't be able to stress enough how good this is, because there are very few mid laners that have this good wave clear this early into the game. And as Gangplank, you benefit even more of this because of your Q passive giving you extra gold. This results in you actually having mid lane prio, which makes you able to move first to objectives or fights around mid lane. And if the enemy mid lane gives up on mid lane wave and decides to move before pushing out, then you can just one-shot the wave and grab some plates. You're basically an unstoppable pushing machine that will generate a crazy amount of extra gold throughout the laning phase. Even in losing matchups like Akshan and Azir, where you are the one who will most likely get pushed in, they won't be able to just take your tower for free, since you can clear the wave and reduce the amount of times they hit the tower, resulting in you being able to last longer and continue scaling. Once you've completed your Triforce, you want to build only one of the following lethality items: Opportunity, Yomus or Serpents. You also want to finish your boots at the same time, into either plated steel caps or merc threads. Now hear me out. This is where I need you to pay close attention. You want to adapt your build to what counters the enemy team. Do they have mostly shields and AP damage? Then you choose for Serpents and Merc Threads, because Serpents counters the shields and Merc Threads give you magic resist. Do they have no shield, but mostly auto attackers or AD damage? Then the option is to go Yomus Steel Caps. I already know what you're asking yourself. Why would I ever buy a horrible item like Merc Threads for 1300 gold over something like Ionian Boots or Swifties? And why would you ever buy Yomus over Opportunity, since Opportunity gives more lethality, right? Now here is once again where our Jack of all trades comes into play. Merc Thread actually gives you 2 unique stats, because of the magic resist and the tenacity. Together with the movement speed, this gives us a total of 3 stats. Same thing for Yomus. You get a stat for the lethality, and you get a stat for the percent movement speed, a total of 2 stats. To be able to stack out our Jack of all trades at 10 stats, we need to buy these items. You're not really throwing away gold, because in return, you're getting ability haste and AD from Jack of all trades. Let's use the same example, but the opposite this time. Does the enemy have shields, but mostly AD damage? Then you go Serpents, Steel Caps. Do they have no shields, but mostly AP damage? Then you go Opportunity, Merc Threads. Are you starting to get it? After deciding which lethality item and boots to go, you want to build into Collector, Infinity Edge, and then sell your D-Blade for Last Whisper item to keep your Jack stacks. Later on in the game, you can sell your boots for either Yomus, Opportunity, Phantom Dancer, or Deadman's. I made an item set you can copy and paste into your client, or you can download it and import it. The goal of this item set is to make it easier for you to remember this while in game. You can find it in the description. Now let me explain to you how to actually play the early laning before level 7. Level 1, you want to place your barrel in the middle of the lane like this. Then be patient and look for a simple 2-part combo. Then as your next barrel comes up, you go for another 2-part. If you hit both combos, your opponent should now be half HP and forced to use one of their potions. If you miss your first barrel combo, it's not the end of the world. Don't sweat it. And just try again, each time you have 2 barrels charged up. Once you're out of barrels though, your turn is over. Against mages, you want to avoid to walk up for minions. Missing gold in the early levels is completely fine, because you will make back that gold with your Q passive anyways. Against melee champions, you can farm normally and even fight them whenever your passive comes up. At level 2, you now have your Q, and you can use it to farm or to deal even more poke damage to your laner. You can also combine your Q with a barrel, meaning you can start getting creative and go for 1-parts or triple barrel combos to poke your laner in different ways they may not expect. At level 3, I recommend you to go orange and not 2 points in Q, because you're playing mid lane, and you're a lot more likely to get ganked from difficult angles that are hard to escape. So having orange for your safety is necessary. This is where you will start seeing the strength of combat Gangplank. You're able to go head to head with any mage in mid lane because of your crazy damage output early. Combine this together with your level 7 wave clear and infinite access to gold and XP, and you have this early lane bully that scales really well. The only downside Gangplank mid lane has is his roaming. Can't really walk into the river and expect to be safe. It's always safer and to your best interest to stay in mid lane. You can help your team with your global ult anyways. This doesn't mean never move out of mid lane. There will definitely be opportunities for you to roam and get a big reward from it, but this takes good decision making and a lot of experience. So what do you think? Are you convinced yet? Go ahead and try it and let me know how it goes. I truly think this is the most optimal way to play Gangplank mid lane, and it's a nice way for us Gangplank mains to adapt to the meta when top lane becomes inconvenient for us, like in the current tank meta. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more Gangplank content, and I'll see you in the next video.